There was screaming coming from your house. There was screaming coming from your house. The words hit me like a blade between the ribs. A neighbor's voice over the phone, casual but concerned. I wasn't supposed to be here. I was 200 miles away, sitting in a hotel room that smelled like stale carpet and disinfectant. I'd been gone for 2 weeks, work trip, long hours, empty nights. Only my wife had the keys. I pressed the phone tighter against my ear, staring at the ceiling, feeling a silence open inside me that was louder than any scream. Screaming! From my house? Our house. I didn't answer the neighbor, didn't ask questions. I murmured something about stress, about how she's probably fine. I played the role of the calm husband. I had practice. But inside, I was already spiraling. Screams don't come from nowhere. They don't echo in quiet, loyal homes. I didn't yell. I didn't drive back. I didn't confront her. I ordered something else instead. A set of cameras. Small, discreet, easy to hide. The next time I left them watching. Silent eyes in the corners of my home. When the footage arrived, I opened it in the dark. My jaw locked. My pulse turned cold. 30 minutes later, police were at my door. And my life was no longer mine. At first, the recordings were ordinary. She moved through the kitchen with practiced grace, pouring coffee, folding laundry, scrolling through her phone with that familiar distracted frown. Normal, almost too normal. Then, one night, movement at 11:47 p.m. The front door opened. She wasn't alone. A man followed her in, taller than me, younger maybe. His hands lingered on her waist like he'd done it 100 times. She didn't flinch, didn't resist. She laughed. I felt my inside split in two. My wife, the woman who swore her life to me, welcoming another man into the space we built together. She kissed him in the hallway, the same hallway where she used to wait for me after late shifts, wrapped in nothing but a smile and one of my shirts. My hands shook, but my face stayed blank, a mask carved from stone. Shock, denial, a quiet storm inside me. I watched them disappear into the bedroom, and though the footage ended there, the sound of my neighbor's words came back. Screaming. Whose? Hers? His? And why? The answers were already circling me like vultures. I didn't accuse her, not yet. I kissed her cheek when I returned from my trip. Her skin felt colder. Her eyes didn't hold mine as long. She spoke too quickly, too softly, as though silence might betray her. I played along. Husband, provider, fool. But beneath it all, I was calculating. Phone records, I pulled them. Calls at strange hours, always deleted from her phone. Receipts, hotel charges on nights she told me she was with her sister. I followed the threads with surgical patience, each detail pulling tighter around her neck. And then, the cameras again. One night, the audio picked up more than footsteps. A cry. Not of passion, of fear. Her voice breaking in half. Stop, not so hard. His voice, low and commanding. Screams. Not pleasure, not play. Something darker. My stomach turned, but my hands were steady. I knew what I was seeing now. Not just betrayal. Something uglier. I packaged the footage. I sent it quietly. Not to her, to the police. And then I waited. The house was no longer my home. It was a trap I had built, and she was walking inside of it every night. The knock came in the middle of dinner. She froze with a fork halfway to her mouth. 2 officers at the door, calm, professional, asking questions. Her eyes darted to me, wide, afraid. I didn't say a word. They handed her a paper, evidence, statements, recordings, everything. The man she let into our bed was not just a lover, He was a predator, a man already under investigation, and she had shielded him, invited him, lied for him. Her face crumbled. Tears started, frantic and choking. Please, please, I didn't know. But I did. I knew enough to never believe her again. When the police left, she collapsed against the wall, shaking. Her mascara streaked down her face, black rivers cutting through pale skin. I stayed seated at the table, eating in silence. Finally, she whispered, "Why didn't you tell me?" I set my fork down, slowly, calmly, because I wanted you to see it yourself. Her breath hitched. You set me up?" "No," I said. My voice was even, detached. "You set yourself up. I just turned on the lights." Her sobs broke the quiet, but they didn't touch me, not anymore. She reached for me, desperate, clawing for forgiveness that didn't exist. I stood, walked past her without looking back, and opened the door. "I installed cameras," I said softly, my hand on the frame, "not to catch him, to catch you." The silence after that was the loudest thing I'd ever heard. I left the house that night and didn't return. The place had become a graveyard of laughter, stripped bare by truth. Every room was tainted, every wall stained. I didn't pack much, a bag, some clothes, nothing more. She called me, begged me, screamed into the phone. But screaming didn't matter anymore. I'd already heard it. The neighbor was right. There was screaming coming from my house. But the real scream wasn't hers. It was mine. Silent, buried. Now it's gone, and so am I.